Hello. Um, so there's a new thing with TF2 recently where you can use model mods on casual custom models, and I thought it would be nice to have a brief, concise video on how to do it quickly, easily. Uh, it's not that hard to do. It's time consuming depending on what you're doing, but generally speaking, it's not that hard to do. So the first thing you need to do, of course, is you need to find exactly what mod do you want to make work in casual. Now this question, you usually have something in mind already if you want to do this. I don't really have anything in mind right now. I'll go Sniper, freaking Bizarre Bargain, and then we'll find a skin here to use. So none of those Bizarre Bargain ones were actually very interesting, so I'll just go with this for the SMG. This mod is made by Magalengo. I'll put this in the description. So download the mod, open it, and then usually it's a vpk. If that is the case, if it's not a folder, you want to make sure you have GCF escape installed. And also, while you're at it, download VTF edit. I'll put links to those in the description. So once you have your root folder, you want to go into documents and go into crowbar. Wherever, well, you don't have to have crowbar in documents. It's just the most convenient place for me to have it is in documents. Move the root folder here. If you plan on doing more than just one mod at a time, for whatever reason, I think you should really single it down if you're going to be doing this for many things. You want to put it in the crowbar folder. Name the folder to whatever you want. And while you're here, put a second folder called view model or player model or whatever it is you're using. So the easy part, usually, okay, if there's sound for weapons or something, custom sounds, just delete that because it's gonna like bug out things in casual. I've learned it's better just to not have it at all. So if there's a models folder, make it console folder like that. Put models in console like that. Now go to where the materials are, and you want to only edit the VMT files. Go VMT, click them open. Now find out where base texture is. It's always at the top. Put console. It's really that simple. Like that. Make sure there's nothing else below that needs to be edited. Do that for each one. I'm lucky because here there's only two. Sometimes there can be a lot. Okay, this is editing. Important note that I forgot to mention that really should get mentioned is that sometimes, every now and then, I've had this a few times with the mods I've been using, they'll have a VTF file with no VMT file. I think I've seen that before. If that is the case, if you need to find the VMT file for the VTF file, because if you don't have a VMT file, it's not going to load. The VMT file is the material, and the VTF file is just the texture the material uses. So the VMT file is more important than the VTF file. If they do not have this VMT file, well, it means that they are using the vanilla VMT file. So if that's the case, you want to go into misc directory, .vpk, go into materials, find out whatever it is you're looking for, so models, gibbs, VMT. So normally there would be funnygibbs01.vtf and funnygibbs01.vmt. VFT files, the vanilla VTF files are in here, but the VMT files are in misc directory. So you want to get this out for whatever texture it is that you need the VMT file for. I'm trying to make this as not confusing as possible. That's what you want to do. So if there's no VMT file, go find it because you need it. So that's all. And make sure you do the thing, obviously, where you make it a console directory so everything works out fine. That's it for materials. You don't need to do anything else with materials. That's good. That's all you need to do. Models is interesting. It's the interesting part. So go to crowbar.exe. Now, if you don't have this set up, you should. Just make sure everything's all set up here. go to decompile, find your input. So Tommy gun, models, weapons. You have these. You want to do all of them. So browse, open view model. Do this for each of them. If there's a lot of them, if there's more than 3, you should make subfolders for each of them. I'm obviously not doing that here, but that is what you should do if there's more than 3. So open the QC file with Notepad++, which you should have installed. CD materials, put console, right there. If there's not a slash, add a slash. It's usually not a slash. This is kind of a weird mod. I picked a weird one. Obviously do that for each of them. Actually, if it's the festive visor, you might not want to do that. You need to think a little bit about this. Because sometimes it uses materials that are custom and also materials that are not custom. I'm just gonna hope I did the right things here. So go to compile, view models, compile each of them. It usually doesn't take very long. Now that you have these models, or does it just say manage? Yeah, okay, manage browser files. So do that if you don't know where common is. I mean common, if you don't know where common is. So where these files went is TF models. With custom models. So go here and just replace these with the new ones. Now for testing, go back to TF, go to custom, get your mod folder, put it there, and then run TF2, and we'll see if it works. Now that you're in TF2, so go to items, go to who you changed, and it looks like it works. Now I do not have a festive SMG, but I'm going to assume it worked correctly. I don't know why it wouldn't have, because it would just use the default models and then just put the lights on top of it, so it should be fine. It doesn't really matter because I'm not putting this mod out on Gamebanana. I'm just using it as an example. So yeah, that's that. And if you want to see if it works in game, I'll test it out if it works in game. Test if it works. Looks like it works. Doesn't take a lot of work. Depending on if you want to do a lot of things, it can be time consuming. As I said, it's time consuming. It's tedious. Not exactly hard. So yeah, that's it. That's all there is to it. Nothing else to say about that. So share this around and make sure people know how it works. I should show this off. So say you want to take a skin, not a custom model, just a skin. What you want to do there is, it's a little bit different. You want to go into TF2 MISC directory, find the model, the vanilla regular model. So that would be, in this case, I'm not actually doing anything right now, but if you were to do this, you would go weapons, C models, you'd probably be called like bonk, whatever, I don't know. Find whatever weapon it is that the skin goes over, take that, and decompile it in the same way that you would decompile like a custom model, the same way. What it's doing there is it's not changing the model, but it's changing the texture the model uses. So the model recalls a different texture, but it's the same model. So it's like a custom model, but it's not, it's the same model. You get what I'm saying, so just do that if it's a skin and not a